Hey my lovelies, this is me then and now Nikki Diaries on Saturday the 30th of November 2024. I'm out with my girl Rose. We're in Portobello right now and we're about to go on a art gallery tour on the bus alongside some great creative artists including Miss Rose, singer, producer and more, and yeah, let's go and see what great art we're gonna see along the way. And happy Saturday. Miss Rose, give us an introduction of today. What is happening today?
So today we are on a London bus and we are travelling for London. We're currently in Golden Road, West Side, and we are going towards East London. We're doing like across London today. And we're on Portobello Radio. Portobello Radio doing big things, travelling in London.
He's like here, Portobello Radio downstairs. So first stop we are doing, I don't know if it's at the Morley College or not. Could you introduce yourself so I can show your fabulous work?
My name is Junior Tomlin. I'm a resident of the borough. Sometimes
What borough?
Kensington and Chelsea, or North Kensington, and I'm sometimes referred to as the Salvador Dali of rave.
And your fabulous work is behind us.
There you go, the 5 is there.
Mate, I love this one. Generational thread.
Yeah.
This is his amazing work. Wow. This one is beautiful. Wow.
Illustrator in AI.
But they did it in this space about artists, and so it's found over 5 generations. It's really good today.
I was going to say that to you because you did your time. I was literally coming around to be like
But like people that used to go to
and we're at the Generations exhibition, which has transferred recently from another Morley college in the centre of town. And I'm here with one of the 6 artists, Junior Tomlin. Thanks for having us, Junior.
You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about Generations, Future and Visions, I should say, is the correct title of the exhibition. There are 6 men of different generations who've got together as part of Black History Month to put together an exhibition.
Yeah, and what an exhibition it is.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
So, do you want to tell us about your own work?
My own work, I've got 5 pieces here. The first one, what you're looking at, is called Generational Threads. It's basically my representation of the threads that run through all of the people who came from the Caribbean and how much other people that they've touched throughout their entire life. So as you can see, it's just interconnection threads. Yeah.
And that is also repeated over on the other side of the gallery.
Yeah. Nice fabric print behind you.
And it's really 3D over there, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's a style that I'm cultivating at the moment. The next piece is called Heart of Bass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only I could put like somebody's face in the middle of a bass speaker. And that was done in Adobe Illustrator and Protocol Painter. So it's like digital multimedia.
Yeah, looks fantastic. And the two at the bottom look like they're a pair.
They are in a way, they were done around the same time. The main background for this was taken from a previous piece, which was done with Adobe Illustrator. But the main central figure where the woman is concerned is AI generated. So I've basically blended them all together to make one piece.
And is that the same woman in the two?
Pardon?
Is that the same woman?
No, it's someone totally different.
Oh.
Yeah. And my little tool thing here, which is like done in ceramic, I actually created that right here about 15-20 years ago.
In this very college?
In this very college.
When you were just starting out?
When I was just a little boy.
Thank you very much, Junior.
Right.
Can we talk to Toby? Toby, have you got a moment just to chat with us about your work?
Hello, Piers.
This is Toby Laura Belson, Tobias actually.
Tobias.
When he's in this
space, yeah.
Tobias, you also curated it, kind of. Tell us how that came about.
Yes, so the correct title is Generations, Figures and Visions, because as you'll see around you, the majority, if not all of the work is figurative. It is about how our different generations of African Caribbean men have felt the world, how we've seen the world, how we've experienced the world, and how we're continuing to experience the world. So there's a lot behind each of these in that sense of how we actually see things, and that's really what I wanted to bring together, because I had been living and working around the different artists for about the last 20 years. So I've known Junior probably about 15 odd years or so, 15 to 20, and then Ron probably for about 10 to 15. Ahmet I knew more socially and not so much professionally. And then Sion I met basically in the wake of Grenfell, and we worked together to do an installation at the Venice Biennale, where we illuminated the British Pavilion green for Grenfell and curated a photography and film exhibition. So following all of that experience over 15 years, 20 years, when we had this space, I really wanted the opportunity to start bringing us together as artists to engage with our experiences and really support each other, really. And that's been a big part of it. There's a sense of support. We've come in to these gallery spaces to look after the space, to open the space. We've also had some pretty deep conversations amongst us about what we've been through. So there's a real sense of kind of brotherhood and camaraderie that's actually come through this experience as well.
And there were no tensions between the different generations about how to do things?
No tensions? No, not really. As Ahmed says, I'm the boss.
Because he's
when the eldest says you're the boss, then you take that, you take that honour and you kind of run with it. But in seriousness, no, it's been, we're just really on a level. There's never been that sense. It's really been just all of us coming with our experience and our knowledge, and it's just flowed really well and really nicely.
Tell us about your work that's in the exhibition, Toby.
Yeah, so my pieces are the couple over there with the cabinets. We've got a portrait of Miles Davis, which was commissioned for an album by London jazz supergroup, as they call things when you get numerous kind of big artists coming together. So there's been a major movement and jazz scene in London for about the last 15 years or so, 20 years, led by people like Shabaka Hutchings and Nubai Garcia, Theon Cross. They're, I think, one of the the band recently, I think, won the Mercury. Ezra Collective, exactly. So, but that scene is very specific to a number of spaces in London, whether that be Deptford, Peckham, and various venues. And so I rode around all of those venues and photographed them, and then created a portrait of Miles Davis, because the album itself was to mark, I think it was the 50th or something anniversary of Bitches Brew,
Right.
which was his seminal kind of groundbreaking jazz fusion album. And so it was during the pandemic where they brought all of those artists together and created that album. And so that was a piece I did. Then next to that is a collage which is of an artist called Lyric Michelle. And that's part of a series of collages that I've been developing over the past 15, 20 years, which is effectively just a very intricate form of collage to create portraits. And so yeah, that's one of about 10 or 15 that I've done of various women of the African diaspora. And then finally I have Kelso, who is obviously a local icon of North Kensington. And that's a piece that really explores the streets that he will have walked around. It comes from a lot of the photography is from the local. Yeah, exactly, and that happened a few months before his death. And then obviously the energy that was basically released by his death, that could be seen in the thousands of people who congregated on Ladbroke Road for his funeral, you know, that energy effectively pushed the development of Carnival forward. You know, at that point there was no way that Carnival was going to stop from Claudia, and then as we know, that then merged with the work of Ronnie Laslett and the Free School and everything they did with Russ Henderson, etc., and became the Carnival that we know. So he's a real critical part of that. It also includes Mosley and the fact that Mosley was obviously trying to force fascism basically on this country through North Kensington.
Yeah, from Notting Dale.
Exactly, from Notting Dale, but also here. He actually stood on the corner where Kelso fell, literally weeks or months after. Well, yeah, I mean, this is the Isaac Newton School. There's actually before that, it was a ragged school. So those of you who don't know, ragged schools were something that happened in like the Victorian times for children who had literally no shoes. They literally didn't have clothing. And so they created these spaces, these schools for those children. So it's been here for a long time serving this community. We had a campaign in 2016 to save it because it was likely that it was going to be merged with another college, which would have led to probably the loss of at least half the college for housing in order to make it a viable space, educational space. Grenfell happened, and that opened the door to Parliament, where we then had support from Anne Milton, who was an MP at the time and a minister, who put a pause on the merger, and that eventually led to merging with Morley College, which has a unique funding arrangement, which means it's able to be more like the original Warnington, have more flexibility in its offer, and we also enabled it then to start up provision for the 16 to 18s as well, which it never had before. So it's actually now providing for hundreds of 16 to 18-year-olds as it never was before. And as part of that, we're really fortunate to begin developing a really good, strong relationship with the leadership. And they have galleries in their other spaces, in Chelsea and in Waterloo. And they wanted to start developing a space here. We had a fantastic exhibition to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Trellick, where we had about 35 or 40 artists creating Trellick-inspired artwork that filled the hallways. And off the back of that, they thought, well, that was so brilliant, well, can you continue to do this sort of thing? And so that's what we've been working with them on. This is, I think, the third or fourth exhibition now. And the idea is to just continue developing and always have exhibitions that are directly about this community, whether they are with local artists or whether they are about local themes, whatever that is, whether that's about the two of the exhibitions we've got lined up are one of an African Caribbean photographer who lived just over there on the streets on Faraday Road. Before it was Warnington Estate, so when it was actually the terraced housing. He's got an incredible collection of the young black community in these streets and in the streets of Shepherd's Bush. Or another filmmaker who has documented a number of generations of the Moroccan community.
Thank you, Toby. Any questions from the floor?
Sure, why not? I'll ask a question. So, like, obviously with the artists who are in the room, do you guys, obviously you've done a Miles Davis record cover, which looks awesome. So visuals and sound, like just instrumental sound, how are you guys like open to working with local artists, creating sound with your beautiful visuals?
Yeah, I think we're all open to that. I mean, I think Junior has a lot of experience working with sound, coming from the kind of music industry background. I think then others, I mean, within this exhibition we have quite a wide range of work. So you go from something like the fine arts of Ron, where you're looking at monoprints, oil paintings, oil on board, also Colin with his large-scale oil paintings. But then we come through into my collage, I do digital collage, and then all the way through to like the absolute today with Junior, with his digital works and actually AI. Some of this is actually partly created through artificial intelligence as well. So we've got that whole range hit within here. And I think absolutely be open to seeing how music and sound begins to come into spaces like this.
Yeah, because I think like your Kelso and Cochrane one, it kind of caught my eye. Like, you know, like if you've got the visuals moving in the background in this projector here, you can kind of like moving images, because obviously it's an image, like slowly looking at the mosaic, slowly looking at what you created in the actual image. And when you hear sound with things, it kind of does something different to your waves of thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that was it really. I think it's been quite pretty, so that was it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
One more question to ask. So, fantastic exhibition.
Thank you.
Just wanted to ask you. So you said it was the 6 men this year. You did. So when are you going to do the women?
100%. Yeah. So
Because 2 of us are here. In fact, 1,
Don't you do a bit
2,
more?
3 of us are here.
yeah. So
Oh, and that lady.
And,
who's
and
a
this
doctor,
lady, and this lady here.
good.
And that lady there.
She's been in Sarchi.
So we're all here.
Good. So to give you some context to the kind of makings of this exhibition, it reflected, I think, 3 things. One I spoke about, which was my experience of working with these or living around these particular men and wanting to explore our experiences as men of the African Caribbean diaspora in these particular streets. So really wanting to explore that. The second reflection was that speaking with Morley Gallery, they had actually done an exhibition of black women the year before. So in October 2023, there was a collection of African Caribbean women who came together to do a group show. And so there was a feeling that there was a balance there. And then the third context to it is just actually my reality. And I feel the reality in this area, which is that I simply didn't know very many practicing women doing this type of art, doing fine arts. And that was something that we discussed actually as a group. And again, that was what was important, was that we were able to explore that and discuss that and face up to that reality, because looking around, there are a lot of women in our art. We do reflect women in our lives and through our art, as well as some men as well, but definitely there are women reflected. And so, to your point, Joy, I think it's about that development, and it's about reflecting some of these realities and not ignoring them. It's important to be able to state that, you know, for me, that I grew up with what I call a non-exhibiting artist mother, in the sense that she was from a generation that has an incredible amount of creativity and skill, but had no space like this and no opportunity to actually explore her creativity and really her confidence taken out of her through various, patriarchy, misogyny, etc., etc. It's important to reflect that story. So I think there is the potential for, a great development with something like this on the back of that type of generations.
Tuners. Sorry, my darling.
It's fantastic. Sometimes we think that there's not so much going on, but today you've got a fabulous show downstairs, and upstairs there's loads of work in progress.
And then you have my studio, which is utter chaos right now because I'm just kind of coming out of the fabulous success of the solo show over in Fitzrovia. So we're doing stuff here all the time. We run the solo residency. Ube's our 23rd. We do a radical residency down here where 10 artists work side by side for a month, and then we curate a show for them.
all this juice. This is it. Ay, 34 walk through, man, we had every slit. Ay, had so many bottles, gave a good girl a sip. Out the window of the Benz, so we kissing in the rent. And I'm like, whoa, man, my ass on the ball. Come with the Tony Mama for cars and all the balls. On my hip, pick on psycho. Lil' mama bad like Michael. Can't really trust nobody with all this jewelry on. You my roof look like a no-show. Beautiful tonight. Stars on the roof, they're matching with the jewelry. Damn, my hip, pick on psycho. Lil' mama bad like Michael. Can't really trust nobody with all this jewelry on. You my roof look like a no-show. Got diamonds by the bolo. Come with the Tony Mama for cars and all the balls.
Yeah. I think it's just open, mate. Oh, IKEA, you know. Miss Rose's tune is playing right now. Where's Rose? The tune is playing right now. Come on, Rose.
But you know we can do it till the break. One more that baby is so loud. Got this number for make up the fire. But you know we can do it till the break of dawn. I know I've got way to require what you desire. The principle is big strong. I like what you do, but it's fire.
Rose, how was it having your tune blasting through Oxford Street?
It was nice. It was a good feeling. It was good that it's out in the streets of London.
What was the song called?
Wind and fire. Go and purchase it on bandcamp.com. Wind and fire. And the other songs, Never End, Air I Breathe. Yeah, go check them out. And yeah, have a great day. And make sure you got some proper speaking. Because we like music. We listen to it. You need subwoofers. So you need to make sure you're blasting it, feeling blasting music.
Good speakers are required.
Good speakers are required. It's a whole experience. A whole dance in your body experience.
So that was Rose. Go and check out her music. Wind and Fire. Search out Rosebud. And send her the love and support. Tunage. Brothers and sisters. Right, we're now at the XYZ Gallery. Repeat the song. What's it called, Rose?
Air I Breathe. That's like a dance track. That's Air I Breathe.
Well done, Rose.
Yeah, let's give it to Rosebud. Fantastic. And follow Rosebud music.
So just finished at the XYZ. We're on our way to last destination in Bethnal Green. So yeah, it's been a proactive, creative art village day. Can you hear the tunage? Portobello radio playing the tunes. We are entering. Where are we? This one is excellent.
funds in order to kind of open the space. And it has a funny kind of connection to Martin, who also worked in the first one for many years, and also as a bookkeeper. So he has a lot of literary references as well. Yes.
I know he's very smart, he's good.
I mean, yes. We've been in this space in Shoreditch for about 20 years now. And yeah, Martin, this is Martin's second solo show with the gallery. Yeah, it kind of, his work, he doesn't really have descriptors for each individual work. He wants you to kind of take a look at the work and be the viewer and kind of have a contemplative view of the piece. So I'll give you a brief overview of the whole show in its entirety.
So Martin lives in Bristol, is that correct?
Yes.
That's why he's not here.
He's not here, no. We would love him to be here every day.
We would too.
Yeah, no, he's not here. He's based in Bristol and also has a studio space in Bristol. And also, actually, he was like born in Gate, and that has got quite a tie to the show. So basically, the show is about how you kind of, how passage of time can also connect to other wider historical kind of moments in time. And through kind of between contemplative kind of landscapes that are imaginary kind of spaces that he creates.
Yeah, the Devine Hall Commission in 2022 and filled the space with this wild carnival of figures. Yes, so and now he's...
We were talking about keep training, so
yeah, absolutely. And we did have a show here before Martin's as well, which sort of was more of like a mini retrospective. It was starting with his works from 2003 and really focused on the iconography of royalty, which is really prevalent in his work. And that was really nicely added to by the current show at the British Museum.
Go Missy, go Missy. Tunage! Woo!
The force has got a lot of power in it. It makes me feel like that. It makes me feel like that.
Saturday night vibes at the Bethnal Green, final destination, and now back to West Side.
Thank you for watching, for the love and support. And if you haven't already, subscribe.